mas mahirap talagang mag-prepare and to conduct post-recovery efforts after an earthquake as compared to typhoons. Can you elaborate more on that, Bea? We've been talking about this like last week pa eh.
Yeah. I think one thing is, well, is it typhoons? Both are very complicated things to prepare for, if you can even prepare for an earthquake, right? Pero yung malaking difference siguro dito, kung typhoon, more or less you predict the path, right? Sometimes they change last minute, but you know more or less which LGUs will be affected. Therefore, if you're national or provincial or even the LGU, mas madali, it's easier to pre-position your food packs, to evacuate people, kasi if you pay attention to the science and you look at the hazard maps, alam mo naman kung ano yung pinaka-vulnerable area. So these things are, parang you have days, a week to prepare for these things, right? Sa earthquake, even if you know, let's say, parang there's where the faults are, in this particular case, it's a fault na, kumbaga matagal nang nabaon din sa limot kahit papano, right? It's parang kahit sabihin mo you're preparing for even the Manila context na preparing for the big one, hindi ka naman pwedeng parati na nagpreposition ng yung food pack. So it's there's a different challenge to the logistics. The earthquake doesn't warn you when it's gonna come, right? So in this case, kunwari parang napansin namin ni John, right? Like where do you have to reach the people where they are, yung pating sinasabi nilang last mile, which is much harder kasi they're in their homes, right? Or some communities took it upon themselves na they made their own tent communities. Pero again, it's not like a typhoon na kumbaga, you already know and you already place people in an area where you deem it safe. So it's not the case here. And also, to add to those problems din, maraming structures na in a typhoon pwede mong likasan or you can evacuate into. You can't do that for an earthquake kasi may structural integrity issues, etc. So it's a different. Some might say, parang I spoke to people who are involved in disaster response. They wouldn't say naman it's harder, but it's a different animal altogether.
Right.